Temperatures cool off a little bit more tonight, so we may be looking at one of the coldest nights of the week. A few spots, or at least a few more locations in the 20s overnight. At least the chilly winds improve by tomorrow morning, so we're not going to see quite as blustery conditions adding on to that bite in the air, but be ready for a brisk start to the middle of the week. Tonight's forecast down to 29 under mainly clear sky. Breezy winds initially. Again, they'll be a little calmer by the morning, but still looking at wind chills bordering on the teens in the mornings. Bundle up for another morning in a row. We're not alone, though. This Canadian air has made it as far south as the Gulf, so spots like Atlanta and Charlotte are just as cold as us right now, which is saying something because usually we're used to the 40s at night to the north. We don't normally see it all the way down south. So again, good center portion to almost the east coast impacted by this chilly air overhead. They won't get as cold as us tonight, though. 29 coming for the overnight low again. That's where we start off tomorrow morning. Slowly warming up from there. Should be back above freezing right about lunchtime, and then into or near the 50s going into tomorrow afternoon. Now, a series of high pressure, that's going to keep the weather sunny like we saw today. So change number one, we got rid of the clouds and flurries. That's going to hold on clear through Sunday. So it may not be until next week before we see any clouds or precipitation. And the winds are slowly dying off. That weather system that brought in the flurries, the chilly air, the clouds yesterday, that's been cranking up our winds. As that continues to leave, the winds continue to calm down. So we should have a quieter day ahead, just slightly breezy under a sunny sky and back a little closer to 50 degrees for another day in a row, but falling just short. Beyond tomorrow, though, that's when the big warm-up occurs. We've been advertising it all throughout the week. Thursday, up into the upper 50s. We jump another 10 degrees to Friday, then ultimately settle into the 70s over the weekend before we start dropping again next week. All of that sunshine and warmth, pretty typical for this time of year. Same with the chill. So we generally see our last day in the 70s in very late October. So it's not unheard of to have the warmth sticking around this late in the month. When it comes to the 60s, those generally don't go away until the end of November. Now remember, there may not be a ton of days in the 60s in November, but again, we don't necessarily see that milder weather disappear until about a month from now. So it's not unheard of to have the 40s in October. It's also not unheard of to have the 70s, and we get both this week under bright sunny conditions. Gets a little breezy on Sunday, and then next week is when some changes occur again. Chances for rain and temperatures cooling back off again. And your most accurate 10-day forecast, we may be looking at the 40s in that long-range forecast. Look at next Wednesday, 49 in the forecast right now. So that roller coaster definitely going to be making its presence felt over the next 10 days or so. Today, the breezy winds mixed up the air enough, same with the sunshine, that we almost missed the dartboard, but managed to stay on. That's why we call it the 4-degree guarantee. Cash total near 240. We'll see if we can keep that going with a forecast of 49 for tomorrow.
It was a close one, but we made it. A lot of people are watching. They want to see where we can get to with that jackpot.
And if you haven't done so yet, sign up at WREX.com. So when we do happen to miss the edge of the dartboard, maybe you're the lucky winner.
Yeah, if Alex ever misses.
Right, exactly.
Alex doesn't miss. Start of the NBA season, Alex doesn't miss.
I like that tagline.
We talk